experimenting with some different styles lately. I really go back and forth about working in the studio with backdrops and getting out into the real world. Also, if you've been following me for some time, you know that one of my favorite genres is noir. What's interesting in particular with that theme is that simple can go quite a long way. In fact, the lighting can become more about what lighting you're taking away than anything else. I like playing with light, controlling it, and creating different effects. With noir, it's the opposite. I use shadow and control it, with the light itself being the lower priority item. Obviously, both are needed, but where those shadows are and how they're adding to the image is what is most important. I've done a few noir shoots that I've shared with you. Some of them were simple and some of them were more edgy. For my most recent shoot, I wanted to use some of the elements of the noir style. Monochrome, having some sort of mystery conveyed in the photos, heavy use of shadow. In these photos, though, I didn't go as dramatic with the shadows. They're heavier than your standard traditional portrait, but not as heavy as you would see in a typical noir-y portrait. Noir-y. That's not actually a word, but I think you know what I mean. I was thinking along the lines of old-time detective. Why was I thinking about that? Well, I got my hands on these old items here. This old telephone. Remember these? And this fan, which is also the real deal. It is ridiculously heavy. Here are a couple of the setups that I did for the shoot. First, I had a desk in front of me with the fan and phone on it. I pretended to talk on the phone and fiddle with the fan a little bit. Sometimes I was sitting on a stool behind the desk or on the desk itself. Sometimes I was standing behind the desk. Then I stood up and did some portraits without the props. They're all very serious, though, in keeping with the noir style. I used my trusty D800 and one of my newest, most favorite lenses. For lighting, I used 1 to 2 lights. When I used 2, I had the power very low on the second light because I wanted a lot of shadow. VIPs, head to SnapChick.com for all of the details of the shoot, the lighting, the lens, and all of the settings. Oh, and of course, your gallery of images.